Rhyming Dialogue 9.
Hi,
Hi.
I was thinking just for today, let's open a different doorway. Let's stray from the metaphysical and talk of something more mundane, something a little more tame.
Okay, like what? Like people or work or sports or recipes? Politics, current events, gardening, cleaning, home remedies?
Let's talk about love.
Oh boy, love. Isn't love the most metaphysical topic of all? Or at least as metaphysical as the fall?
Well, let's give it a whirl and see what we can unfurl. Love is just a feeling. I mean, it's special, stellar, sterling, but still just a feeling, right?
Not quite. I have to disagree with you there. Love is much more than that, as I'm aware.
Oh, in what way?
Well, first let me segue to relay and parlay something important about how we function and potentially dysfunction and malfunction.
Of course, I know you like to layer the discourse.
First, think about the different ways in which we operate. We have different internal perspectives from which we stellate. There's the physical or moving parts, there's the emotive or feeling parts, and the intellectual or thinking parts. They're pretty self explanatory. I don't think I need to go into great detail about each category.
Right, we have bodies, emotions, and thoughts. We use each of them, lots.
Yes, sometimes separately, sometimes simultaneously. Each acts as a kind of respective center that orients perspective. When you're in the full thrall of one, you're not really in another one. You act and function differently when in physical pain than you do when experiencing emotional drain, than you do when experiencing intellectual strain.
Yes, yes, I get it. What about it?
Each center has the capacity for lower and higher control. It's quite a sophisticated rigmarole. The lower functions are more automatic, less volitional. The higher functions are more deliberate and intentional. Through self observation and lots of practice, each role can be brought under near to full conscious control.
Okay, can you give an example or show me how?
Well, first you have to start self observing now, and then remember to do it all the time. Make self observation your new favorite pastime. Start to piece out each different function, how they work in conjunction, what the automaton is and what it does, how it acts and reacts, because that's how you'll start to see and begin to predict and foresee.
Are you speaking from experience?
Yes, but it is a process, a long, never ending one at that, to begin to see the programs and the format.
Okay, so why get these functions under conscious control? What is the purpose of all this? What is the goal?
Well, there might be a lot of different reasons why, but I'm discussing it in the context of being able to demystify what the self is, what it does, and how it actually works. The process and the achievement comes with all sorts of perks. I do think it's crucial in the context of love, because how can you hope to come to know of and understand someone else if you don't know yourself?
Yes, I think I understand. There are so many things that we do offhand. The majority of our actions, our feelings, our thoughts occur as if we are puppets or programmed robots.
Exactly. We form habits that become so grooved and ingrained that we no longer question why or how they might be harebrained. Our bodies, our physical biological compositions, in combination with our endocrine and nervous systems, function like antennae and filters and transceivers. If we process the raw data as automatic believers, we fail to tune our reception in a way that sorts truth from deception. It requires conscious effort and struggle to sort through all of that subtle muddle.
Yes, like falling in love. At first you are captivated. It's easy and it flows. Then later it gets very complicated.
Just think about the concept of falling in love for a moment. Is that really something for which you'd want to be the proponent? If you were traveling down a path and in front of you was a great crevasse, Would you rather trip, stumble, fumble, and fall right into it? Or would you rather choose to navigate your way through it? Either way, it's in your way. A crevasse is a crevasse. Would you rather get through it in shambles with bloody elbows and twisted ankles? Or would you rather use tools, ropes, handles, ladders, candles, and measured angles? Why should love be any different? Why shouldn't love be deliberate?
But love is a feeling, and sometimes you can't help what you feel. Feelings just strike you and wash over you like waves that are real.
Yes, but if you can see the wave coming, you can prepare for the hit. You can brace yourself for it, ride along with it, or choose to dive into it. I do want to disagree, though, to avoid being misleading. I don't think the experience of love is the same as a feeling. Rather, love is a practiced attitude or stance, not a singular emotion or inundated trance.
Tell me more.
Okay, let's start at the ground floor. Think of the kind of feelings that you may have had. You've felt surprised or confused, angry or calm, mad or glad, happy or sad. When you love someone or something, within that love, you feel every sort of thing. You can feel frustration or anger or resentment towards the love object. You can also feel overjoyed, thrilled, amused, or enthused by the same subject. You can love something through an array and multitude of feelings. You can love somebody through all sorts of wheelings and dealings.
Okay, yes, I do see what you're getting at. Love isn't just an emotion, it's more than that.
Yes, you can love someone and feel proud of their accomplishments, annoyed by their vices, touched by their virtues, and frustrated by their ignorance. You can feel envious of someone's intelligence, admiration for their eloquence, tempted by their physical body, and bothered by their hobby, all at once while loving them all the while. They can both make you cry and make you smile.
So, what is love then? Is it some kind of karma or zen?
Ultimately, to love is to know. That is how we learn and grow. You can come to love anything that you observe and can come to understand. This is why, to achieve long term success, it is imperative to be in command of the functions with which you seek, communicate, and address the love which you profess and express. When people speak of unconditional love, they mean there is no condition they can conceive of that would cause them to deny or betray their knowledge and understanding of the beloved's way.
So, if love were some kind of fall, you'd be in for a really long haul.
Yes, think of the things that go along with a love relationship. By this I mean the things that follow after the period of courtship. Partnership requires working together, give and take. Commitment requires sticking to everything that's at stake. Sacrifice requires giving up a lesser in exchange for a higher. Maturity requires absorbing lessons as experiences transpire. Love is more than a perk. Love requires work.
But romantic love is so much more fun when it's all giggles and lust.
Agreed, but love isn't just about fun, it's also about building trust. Although one night stands and first dates may have their place, I think everyone agrees that they represent a shallow first base in the chase to win an experience and share something deeper. When it comes to any kind of love relationship, we seek a keeper.
Maybe we should mention the different categories and tell their stories.
Okay, I think you mean the types of love: romantic love, friendly love, familial love, and love for mankind. They're pretty understandable as assigned. No matter who you love, your lives become entwined. Love is an iterative process that becomes recursively refined.
You said you can love anything that you can come to know. If so, is there anything that we can't love above or below?
Well, it seems to me that love and understanding have to do with empathy. Some sort of line gets drawn from which empathy cannot move on. So when we think of some of the things from which we abstain, ignorance, manipulation, lies, blind belief, hurt, harm, pain, We can empathize with them to a degree because at one time or another we may have had to sift through that debris. Whereas when we think of the line we wouldn't cross, the wall, inflicting unnecessary harm or suffering, torture, murder, evil, we can't understand or love those things. We stop because for them there is no empathy backdrop. We can't understand or know or love psychopathy because psychopathy fundamentally lacks empathy.
So, if you had to boil it down, what factors can you think of that are the most significant deterrent to understanding and love? What causes so called love relationships to digress or fail?
Ignorance and lies are the telltale. We are ignorant of everything that we do not know. Unwillingness or inability to gain understanding is the death blow to our capacity to love and empathize, to gain wisdom and to become wise. Lies are an attempt to trick and betray the empathetic system in such a way that they present a false reality to try to understand and know, which is the antithesis of true empathy and true love, though. Lies actively and manipulatively thwart love. Repeated exposure to lies in a relationship will lead to its demise thereof.
Okay, let's explore one example to drive the point home. Let's extrapolate what happens during a lying syndrome.
Okay, let's say you and I plan to meet, to have a dialogue, some discussions, but I'm really not feeling up to it because of other untimely repercussions. Maybe I'm tired and I work too hard. Maybe I have other things to do in the yard. Maybe I'm just tired of your long winded diatribes. Maybe I just have other more pressing social bribes. But I don't want to explain all of this to you because I don't want to hurt your feelings or go through the process of sorting through my own guilt review. So instead of just telling you the truth, everything I just said, I tell you that I have to take my dog to the vet instead. It's fast and easy, and because you empathize, you can't really object. No one got immediately harmed, and now we can change the subject.
Right, I can see the problems arising already. The lie presents a false view of reality, making the whole relationship unsteady, a blow to our friendship, a casualty.
Yes, just the fact that I presume you are clueless to my white lie undermines any trust we had built before I decided to be manipulative and sly. It would have been better for me to just say, "Hey, I'm sorry, I'm just not feeling up to our meeting today. I don't want to explain now, but I'll explain some other day." People can't come to know and understand false pretenses because they're arbitrary and lacking real consequences. Later, if you ask me how my dog is doing, I have to lie again or fess up to my wrongdoing. If I lie again, I do further damage to the whole affair. If I confess, I have a chance at restoration and repair, a chance to align with and shed light on truth, a chance to eliminate ignorance and untruth.
Well then, let us seek to ameliorate ignorance and avoid lies, as we say our goodbyes.
Okay, will do. Goodbye to you.
Goodbye, my friend. Come again.